Just giving them the business.
Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my partner, David Soloway, aka Viral Sensation. He is for the people are for him. College basketball. What a way to kick it off. The Maui tournament, Players Era tournament. Little different with Players Era tournament in the way they set that up, David. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hoosiers look good. Look streaky at times, but what a win against Kansas State. Pretty dominant. And then some teams in the Players Era tournament got a little screwy. Not to mention step 4, I mentioned the Hoosiers, but we'll tag into all of that. Let's kick it off, though, real quick in the Maui tournament, David. The USC Trojans take it home with a pretty honestly dominant win over Arizona State, 88-75. Chad Baker-Mazara was probably the player of the tournament again, won it in Auburn the year before. The only player, I believe, in tournament history that has won it twice, and they were out with one of their best players, USC was. Maryland transfer, I believe, last name Rice. Forget his first name, but Rodney Rice, that is right. Came out of Maryland, but he sat out with some shoulder issues. Really concerned with, I don't know if he's playing or is he playing? I don't know. Guess we'll find out about that this season, but some really good basketball that's been happening. What was your biggest takeaway from the Maui tournament, David?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway is that the Big Ten might have another team that's going to compete for the top 4 positions in the league this year. We've talked on previous episodes about how we think the Big Ten is going to be pretty strong this year, one of its stronger years in the past few years. And I think adding USC to that, Coach Muss took a couple years. I guess,
Yes.
What is this? His second year at USC?
Yeah, it's his second year.
Yeah, year 2. But he's obviously been successful at Nevada and Arkansas before. And now he's getting this thing rolling at USC.
Did not realize that he was at Nevada. That is very interesting. That he was
Yeah,
at
he was
Nevada.
there when the Martin twins were there.
Oh, did he recruit the Martin twins? I'm assuming.
I think they maybe started at NC State. Hold on, I'll have an answer for you in 1 second.
That's interesting.
They started at NC State and they transferred to Nevada.
Wow.
That was before the transfer portal. So they actually had to sit out a year.
Wow. That's some faith to do that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Be able to do that and move freaking on the other side of the U.S. and play ball. Jeez. What a belief in themselves. But yeah, I really felt like, Muss is doing his thing and really felt like USC kind of controlled most of the tournament. The biggest takeaway for me was that NC State really struggled.
I was going to ask you about that.
Tournament. Texas beat them. Texas got 5th, and it looks like NC State finished 6th in the tournament. That's really concerning. To me, I didn't watch a lot of those games for the Maui tournament, I'll be honest, but I watched several, and Darian Williams and co just looked really lost when I did watch them, especially against the Seton Hall game. They got dominated, honestly, from top to bottom in that game. The game wasn't even close, in my opinion. Really felt like Seton Hall kind of handled them pretty easy. Is there time to be concerned in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, David?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'd be concerned. That's a long flight out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have a pretty experienced team, but they are still a bunch of guys from different places coming together.
Right.
And before this, I mean, they played VCU last week, and they handled them pretty easily. Yeah, you are high on VCU, just like you're high on NC State.
Yes.
It helps that NC State beat VCU barely, so you could be high on both. That's kind of an interesting thing going on there. But
very interesting thing.
They hadn't had any like high level competition yet. Not that I'm not saying Seton Hall
Right.
shouldn't have been a loss, but
No.
it makes sense. First big game, 10 hours away from home with a bunch of new players. It's gonna happen. And then the Texas game, I didn't watch it, but it looks like it was just a shootout, 102 to 96.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
what it
I mean,
looked like too.
at a certain point, they got to get stops, though. In this tournament, they gave up 85, 70 to Boise State, and then 102.
Dang.
You can't have that happen. And they are
No.
one of the faster teams. Looks like their
Correct.
adjusted tempo is 70th in the country, so they're faster. But
Mm.
you're gonna have to play a little defense if you're gonna win some games this year.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. And I was going to comment, like, they were playing very soft on the defensive side of the floor. And obviously, Will Wade plays a different style of offense, and a style of offense that's honestly really fun to watch. But at the same time, like you said, if you want to win basketball games, you have to get stops at the end of the day. That's how you win, period. So I really feel like Will Wade will get the troops ready. And Kelvin Sampson made a good point in an interview. He's like, I'd rather play my best ball in March, not right now. So that really spoke volumes.
100%.
Yeah, it spoke volumes to what he thinks. Obviously, Houston struggled a little bit too in the tournament. So I agree with you. I don't think it's time to hit the panic button in rally, but it is time to rally the troops, as I would say, for NC State. So that's some of my biggest takeaways from the tournament. You
I will
made a
say,
comment. Yeah.
Seton Hall. Seton Hall. I just kind of
Hmm.
poo-pooed them a little bit and said that they
Yeah.
shouldn't have beat NC State, but they
Right.
looked good. Their
Yeah.
defense was flying around. They were trapping
Hmm.
guys, getting turnovers. The Big East this year doesn't look very deep. Could they be like their fourth or fifth team in there, get some big wins, and maybe sneak into the tournament as a 10, 11 seed? I think they have a chance. Shaheen Holloway, great coach, led St.
Yeah.
Peter's, Seton Hall alum. They don't have the biggest NIL funds to really
No.
compete,
Right.
and that's kind of their biggest issue. But I mean, they looked pretty good, so hopefully they can keep that up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was actually thinking that when I was watching them. I really felt like that was a team that you could see in March. Not necessarily make a run, but you could see them probably make the tournament as a high seed. So I agree. Definitely agree with that take. Also, I just want to shout out, forgot to mention earlier, we are doing a Thanksgiving Day recording. So we are committed to bringing you guys
Committed.
content. Very committed. The people speak, we give what the people want. So we're going to keep pumping out content, and we're excited that you guys are tuning in, listening, watching wherever you're at, watching the reels. Appreciate all the support lately. So it means the world to us. But coming back to basketball, talk about a little about the players era, right now tournament, David. Obviously, this is the second year that they have done this tournament. Is that correct?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's the first. So if for you those that don't know or familiar with the tournament, they give NIL money to the winner. It's $1 million, right, David?
It's $1 million to the winner, 300,000 to the winner of the third place game. But every team gets $1 million just for showing up.
Yes,
Also,
and that's obviously big. And we talked about how the Maui tournament was dead. That's what I was going to say earlier. I wanted your take on that. I really felt like obviously there was one top 25 team and it was NC State, and obviously they're not top 25 anymore. What's your take on the Maui tournament? Is ESPN obviously going to continue to do it? I know they're not going to stop it, but what's your take on it? I mean, you said it was dead. Are they going to bring NIL money into it because this is what the Players Era did?
I think that's the tough part is
Yeah,
with going to the players era, you're guaranteed $1 million just for showing up that you can distribute amongst your roster. You can sell that
yeah.
in recruiting. You can sell that when you're recruiting guys in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
With Maui, it actually costs the programs money to go there, and they don't get anything in return other than being on ESPN, basically.
Yeah,
Or, I mean, if you win it, you could get 3 solid wins, but at this point, the fields aren't good enough
yeah.
to make it 3 resume boosting wins.
Right.
So I think the Maui's going to have to adapt. They're going to have to find a way to maybe get some donors, maybe find a way
Yeah.
to raise some money to pay the teams. Maybe it doesn't have to be $1 million, but if you pay them 500,000 per team, you're only looking at 4 million total, and then maybe give some sort of prize money at the end of it. But they're gonna
Yeah.
have to figure something out.
No, I
I don't
definitely
want it to
agree.
die.
I don't want it to die either. It's been part of college basketball for 20
I think more like
years.
50.
Yeah.
Virginia lost to
I was
Chaminade when
going
they had Ralph
slow.
Sampson back in the 70s or 80s. I think that was kind of like the
Wow.
first big moment. So it's been around for a long time.
Yeah. And it would be really sad if they just stopped doing it, in my opinion. So definitely got to think of a new way, especially with this new era to keep it going, man. I mean, it's a big part of college basketball. There's a lot of history in it, like you said. Can't just kill it off. Gotta put the brains together, ESPN. Gotta put the brains together. They have the funds for it. I'm not concerned about them finding that, but they definitely have to do something. So because Players Era is here to stay. Let's talk about the Players Era tournament. Michigan, powerhouse,
Absolute
absolutely.
dominance.
I've watched a lot of basketball with you, David, throughout the years. You know, when we were youngins and obviously getting older. The performance. I even texted you. I said, "Are you watching this?" You said, "Yeah, I'm watching this. This is domination." And I was like, I don't know another word to use besides that. I mean, you just whacked the number 12 team by 50 points. It was bad.
A team, by the way, Gonzaga, who was coming off a win over Maryland just 2 nights
Yeah,
before, and then a win over Alabama 2 nights before, and then a 40
correct.
point win over Maryland the night before. So it's not like you got them while they were down. They were hot too.
Yeah. I mean, this team is scary. It's early. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm not going to say anything. But I want to see Purdue go up against Michigan. I want to see those two go at it right now. I want to see it happen so
You know what's
bad.
unfortunate?
It doesn't happen until February or something like
It
that.
doesn't happen until February 17th.
Yep. I already knew
And it
it.
only happens one time this year.
That is a disgrace. Man, college
It is.
basketball needs to do better because, in my opinion, those are the two best teams right now in college basketball. You could throw Arizona in there right now. They look really good. Could throw Duke in there. But the way Michigan is looking, man, Dusty May's got those boys cooking on something. I mean, cooking at the right time. It's early.
Their wins this week were by 40, 30, and 40. Their point differential over a 3-game span was 110.
I mean, that's so impressive. I was going to touch on that. I mean, like I said, I've never seen it.
No.
I haven't. And we've seen, top players that have come throughout the ranks, play like trying to think of who was really good when we were young trying to think. I'm going blank right now.
JJ Redick, Adam Morrison, Tyler Hansborough.
I mean, all those guys, they weren't whacking the top 25 teams by 30 or 40 points. They weren't
No,
doing
and that's what's crazy. It's not like these were
Yeah.
3 bye games against Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, where they just went out and out talented them. San Diego State's a step below, but Auburn's a top 25 team, and Gonzaga still could be a top 5 team.
Yeah.
And they just
they beat
waxed
them.
the floor with them.
I mean, I've been telling you, we both agree that Dusty May is a hell of a coach. Not taking anything from DeVries or our new man head of the soldiers right now, the general. But Dusty May is a hell of a coach, David.
He is.
What he's been able to do at Michigan. I mean, those Howard years weren't terrible. He had a couple great years.
Yep.
Had a couple great years throughout, but
End,
there was nothing like this.
No.
It was nothing like this of what Michigan has had. And they're just playing a fun style of offense. They're playing defense. They're picking you up. They're not letting you go where you want to go.
According to KenPom, they're the number 1 defense right now. And that's the biggest component. Because their offense is great. They scored 100 plus in 2 of these games and 94 in the other. But the point totals.
Killing
54 to San Diego State, only 61. Gonzaga doesn't score 61 points.
No.
Gonzaga's always got a fast-paced,
80s.
high-scoring offense, and they held them to 61 here. It's insane.
It's, man, I'm really excited to see those two teams play, though, Purdue and Michigan later down in the season. I figured it was later. I figured the basketball gods were talking to me on that one because I was like, that's probably way later.
Michigan might
So
be undefeated until the end of January.
undefeated versus undefeated, David?
It's possible.
Purdue could drop
their
one.
away games from now until the end of January are
Right.
Maryland, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, and then the last one at the end of January is Michigan State. That's a tough one, obviously.
Yeah.
And their home games in that time, I mean, they got Wisconsin, who's decent. They got USC, who we just talked about, looks good. They have Indiana, Ohio State. Those teams look pretty good.
Yeah.
Those are home games. You should win those if you're Michigan. They might be undefeated until late January.
Wow.
And then their schedule gets pretty tough near the end.
Right. I mean, we talked about it last episode on college basketball. We really felt like the Big Ten was the best conference in basketball. I'm really confident, and I'm going to say this, that they are, without a doubt. You look at the top 8 teams right now, David, in the Big Ten, and compare that to any other conference. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that anyone has that firepower besides maybe the Big 12.
Big 12 is the
You say the
only
Big
other one I
12.
would. Yeah.
Yeah. You could say the Big 12, like I said, but they don't have a Michigan and Purdue.
No, right now in
don't.
Ken Palm, Michigan and Purdue are 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then the next Big Ten team is Illinois down at 13.
They're still stacked.
4
I
Big
think they're
12
better than
teams
that.
in the top 10. So, the Big Ten has the 2 best teams according to Ken Palm right now, but Big 12 has 4 of the top 10.
Huh. Who are the 4?
But Iowa State, who we need to talk about, Houston,
they got
BYU, and Arizona.
Dang. That is good. Not as dominant as Purdue and Michigan, though.
Nope, not quite.
Without a doubt. I would like to see Iowa State play Illinois. I would take my money on Illinois on that one.
I would have liked to see Iowa State play a game that mattered yesterday after going, winning both of their first games in the Players era.
I guess we can lead into that. Please explain
to
the people how they got screwed, David.
The Players era, the way this thing works is you got a 10-team pool and an 8-team pool. First of all, that makes no sense.
No. Makes 0 sense. That's why I'm
Either just make it 16 teams or 20 teams or make 2 pools of 9. Who gives a,
Yeah, flying shit. Yeah.
Right, yeah. But anyways, the way it works is you play 2 games in your pool.
Right.
And the teams with the best record, the top 2 teams, go to the title game. The next 2 teams go to third place game, which you could win $300,000 for winning. But the problem, and then there's no other games after that matter on the third day. You get a third game guaranteed, but nothing for prize money. So the way this worked is there were 5 teams that went 2-0 in the first 2 days. So naturally, one of them is going to get screwed. The tiebreaker is point differential. Well, Iowa State had a close game against a great St. John's team. They won by 1.
Okay.
And then they played Creighton and won by 18. Whereas the bracket the draw that Kansas got was Notre Dame and Syracuse.
Yeah. 2
teams that they just handled pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so Iowa State ends up playing Syracuse, who went 0-2 the 2 days before. So they were a 2-0 team playing an 0-2 team on the third day for no stakes at all.
Rough.
And they won. They won by 31, of course, because they're obviously way better than Syracuse.
Yeah.
It's just basketball especially is made for a bracket. You put 2 teams on the court, they play each other, and the winner of that team moves on to play a game against the winner of 2 other teams that played a game.
Right. Yep.
That's how the sport works. This is the sport most well known for a bracket.
Correct. Yep. Been that way for years. Correct.
And this tournament's just like, we don't do brackets. What are we doing?
As the kids would say nowadays, 6'7". 6'7".
That's right, 6'7".
But no, I I agree with you completely. Basketball is made for brackets. They wanted to try maybe something new with
Well,
the
okay. So have you heard what the
I haven't heard,
tournament organizer says about the way they're formatted?
what did he say? I'm
He
curious.
said that these kids grow up playing AAU, and the way AAU works is you play a bunch of pool games, and then you
Okay.
get seeded.
Correct.
It's a normal part of playing AAU, and we know
Yeah.
that from playing back in the day.
Yes. Correct.
You might play 3 games in your pool,
Yeah.
and
Usually.
usually there
We
were like different types of brackets then that you go into, whether you were like
yeah.
top division, But
We were
then you
usually at the bottom division. Yeah.
always
It's
in the
okay.
bottom. We
Yeah.
lost our 3 pool games, and then we
Yeah.
hoped we would win against another bad team. But
We did
anyways,
sometimes. Anyways.
sometimes not
Yeah.
against the Scott twins though.
No,
Uh,
no.
no. But the problem with him saying that is in AAU, you go into a bracket after you play your pool games.
Correct. Yes.
It's not just let's play pool games and then here's the title game. We just made the title game. It's these 2 teams because they went 3-0. No. That's not how sports work.
Yeah, it's not. It's
It's like they tried to World Cupify it. They tried to make it into a soccer thing.
maybe that's a great example, David.
But that's not how
No.
basketball
It's not
works.
how
It's
ball
also
works.
not how sports work in America.
No.
If we were in England, great. Give me this type of tournament. They'd probably love it. They probably would want a tie over there. We don't
Yeah.
do ties here. We don't do round robins.
No,
Just
we
give
don't
me a
give
bracket.
participation trophies away either. Oh wait, we do. We do that.
Well, kind of.
God. You know, you
But
get $1 million for showing up, David.
it's true. That's true. Even if you're not a big name team like Syracuse got $1 million, they have
That's
nothing
big.
to offer.
No. Hey, they got
They
Melo's
went
son.
they went 0-3. They were kind of competitive. They went
Yeah.
0-3
Uh-huh.
and got $1 million. Just show up. No one was going to watch Syracuse. They didn't bring in any money for the tournament.
No.
But this tournament's actually expanding to 32 teams next year, and they're
And
still
Big
going to do
12.
this same bullshit.
Yeah.
They
It's
can't. They got to change it. They got to take the backlash and change it. They cannot do this.
Are they giving away $1 million for each team that shows up with the 32?
Yep.
Who is funding this?
Saudis probably.
That's where I'm going with it. Who is funding this? That's
It's
insane.
some kind of like infinite pool of money that they're tapping into.
Someone has big pockets. That's insane. $1 million. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in that tournament? That's
Yeah.
insane. And the Big 12 has what, 15% stake in it now, and then
Yeah,
get
and they're
8
sending their
teams.
top 8 teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's gonna help that conference a lot. Glad the Big 10 did that. So yeah, we'll get into that. We took the West Coast teams.
I think it's worth asking: is the Players Era the future, or are these other tournaments, Battle for Atlantis, Maui, ESPN Invitational, are these tournaments going to start offering money to come, and they're all going to be boosted back up, and the Players Era isn't going to be the top dog anymore?
I can see
think
that
that's
happening.
possible.
Yeah, I think that's very possible.
I
That's a
also
great
want to
take.
know what the Big 12 is going to do if their teams play each other in like the title game.
I don't know. I didn't
Like,
think about that.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened in Maui or something before where 2 teams from the
Yeah.
same. Usually they try to avoid that though. So I think that'll be
Yeah,
interesting to see.
that will be very interesting to see. I'm very interested to see if there's some mid-major teams that are able to join that too, like Creighton. Was Creighton in it this year? They were. My bad.
Yeah, they were. They're Big East. They're not mid-major.
Yeah, they're not
Gonzaga's a
mid-major
mid-major.
anymore. Yeah, but they're not really mid-major. I'm more thinking of like a Nevada or like
Santa Clara.
one of those that are like they don't get
Yeah,
as much NIL money.
I don't think they'll go. I don't think they'll
Really?
be offered the opportunity to go.
Okay, that
I
makes
think
sense.
the tournament organizers are probably willing to dish out $1 million if they think that that team's going to draw some viewers. Santa Clara is not getting viewers,
Can we talk about Kansas for a second?
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, no, one more point on Iowa State before we move on to Kansas.
Okay.
Iowa State at Purdue next weekend.
That's a big game.
You just said you wanted to see Iowa State play Illinois. You think
Yeah.
Illinois would beat them? Well,
I think Purdue's going to
Iowa
clap
State
them.
at Mackey Saturday.
Yeah, it's at Mackey. They're going to clap them. That won't even be close. I'm so over the Big 12. I won't even lie. Living in Texas Tech country over here.
Iowa State might be good.
Well, I mean, is there a spread out of it already?
KenPom has it at 79 to 74 Purdue.
That close?
Well, according to KenPom, Iowa State's the number 4 team of the country. So
No,
take
I'd
that with a
argue
grain of
that.
salt.
Yeah,
I
argue
also
that.
would argue that they have good wins. They've beaten Mississippi State, St. John's, Creighton, and Syracuse, all on neutral courts. 4 quality wins.
I'll give them Creighton and St. John's, but I only think St. John's is that great this year.
And
I'll
Creighton's
go out
not.
and say that.
I think Creighton already has 3 losses. They're like not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was high on Iowa State for football, so I can't give the Cyclones. They broke my heart.
It's
You know, I
fair.
can't go back to the well on that, David. I can't.
That's fair.
I can't do it. I do have a lot of respect, I guess, for the Iowa State football and basketball coaches, though. So I mean, I think the basketball coach is a hell of a coach. Mutzenberger, what's his name?
Otzelberger.
Otzelberger.
Yeah,
There we go. I knew it was something with the burger.
I wanted him at IU.
Yeah.
He's always wearing medium shirts. He looks
He just
jacked
looks
out of
yeah.
his mind. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that it's just contagious. No, I got a lot of respect for both their coaches, but that'll be a good game. I don't think it'll be close. I think they're giving Iowa State too much credit there.
I agree. I think when the spread comes out at the sports books, it'll be closer to like 8.5, 9.5.
That's what I was thinking. But I have Purdue by 10. I do. I just have Purdue by 10 on that one.
Lock it up.
Yeah, lock that up. I'm well in on the Boilers this year, and I don't know why, David, as an Indiana fan. You know, we had a
bullshit,
reel go a little bit, not.
Sucks.
I mean, it got a lot of attention. It didn't go viral. I won't say that, but it got a lot
viral
of
for us. It went viral for us.
It did go viral for us. We can say that. That's a great take there. But yeah, I'm high on them this year, man. I really am. They always have a twin tower. Whoever it is, you can plug whatever name you want. They always have a 7-footer, 7'2", and then they get these shooters, and then you have, in my opinion, they have their best point guard that they've ever had in the program. I said it.
I mean, it'd be hard to dispute that. He was the preseason favorite for National Player of the Year, which they've never had that type of talent before.
What was the player they had several years ago that got drafted with the IU player to the Boston Celtics? What was his name?
Carson Edwards.
Yes, Carson Edwards.
He
was good, right? Great scorer off the screen.
More of a scorer guy.
Was not a disher. Smith can give you 19 and 10 in a blink of an eye. He makes it look effortless. He is smooth with the ball. You can try to double team him. They're going to move the ball around, find the open guy. I'm very intrigued how the Big Ten will face up against them this year. Not just Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, all these other teams, Michigan State, all these other teams that are solid, in the big Iowa even that are solid.
You know what's funny about Braden Smith? They crushed Texas Tech last week, right?
Bad.
They beat them by 30 in the championship game of that Bahamas tournament.
Bad loss.
In that championship game, Braden Smith went 4 for 7 from the field. He only shot 7 times, scored 10 points, and they won by 30.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, he also had 7 assists, but he had 10 points and 7 assists, and they won by 30. So he's a big focal point, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talent around him, and they got a couple knockdown shooters, too.
They have Fletcher Lawyer still, right? On the right side. Who's on the left? They don't have Gillis because he's been gone. He was at Duke and now he's gone.
They got the CJ Cox. He's shooting 45% from 3 right now.
That's right. Yep.
And he's mostly just like a spot up shooter.
Yeah, he's not. But I mean, Painter finds a way, and as an Indian fan, I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah,
He can plug these.
I think he's the best coach in college basketball. He
I do
does
too.
more with less talent than any other coach.
100%. He can plug certain players and find these pieces, move them. He's playing chess. He is not playing checkers. I feel like some college coaches, I'm not going to name them out, but they play checkers. They're like, oh, I got this guy in the portal, this and this. Well, then you have
Are
Painter.
you talking about Coach Cal?
Yeah, kind of throwing a little shade at
That
him.
type of guy.
Yeah, that type of guy. And then you have Painter who's like, oh, well, I recruited this guy and I know he's very strong at this. So I'm going to plug him right here and set up certain plays for him in certain sets. It is, I'm going to say this. I wish Indiana at times were as good as those teams were. If that makes sense. What I mean by
makes
that
no
is
sense to me.
what Painter's been able to build there is I wish Indiana has had that type of success. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but
it kills
I mean,
me.
up until the last couple of years, how many Big Ten titles have they won? Like,
That's fair.
he has
That's a good take.
adapted recently. Like, I think he was always a solid coach. They were always finishing like top 6 in the 2010s with
Right.
him in the Big Ten. But in the past few years, and it started with Isaac Haas. It started with him getting
Yes.
a 7'3" or
Yeah.
taller white guy in the middle.
Yes.
It started with that. And ever since he started doing that, they're just on a completely different level.
Yes. I forgot about Isaac Haas. Big blonde. Free.
It went from Haas to Matt Harms. Hated that dude.
Oh,
Bad guy.
couldn't stand
And then Zach Edey, and now they got another one.
I couldn't stand Edey either, but I mean,
yeah, he was good though. He improved
was
so much.
good.
He was so good.
He's from Canada, man. I know that fun fact about
He
him.
is.
He is from Canada. Yeah, no, he's all and Edey they've all been there 2, 3, or 4 years before they went to the league. All of them.
Yeah.
They don't that's what Painter has the ability to do. He recruits and he knows how to develop players. And I really feel like going to football because only coach I feel like I could compare him to is Signetti in that measure is that he takes these players and develops them into absolute freaks. Like
I think it's a lot of what you said earlier, though. He takes players and he uses their strengths to his advantage. He puts his
100%.
players in the best position to succeed, whereas other coaches try to make players fit to their system. And I think you got to be able to adapt as a coach. And if you got a player who needs a certain type of role, but your system doesn't quite fit that, change your system a little bit. You got to be able to change it from year to year to be a successful coach in sports.
We'll dive more into the Big Ten as we're talking about it. I still want to talk about Kansas. Don't let me forget. But we'll talk about undefeated Michigan State real quick.
Oh,
and their run right now. I haven't even been talking about the and what he's been able to do this season with the portal. Lost some players to the portal, but what he's been able to obviously bring into his system and their building. They just beat North Carolina yesterday, right? Or was that today?
Today. That was today.
Man, good start for the What's your thoughts on Michigan State, David?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with them so far. That home win over Arkansas early in the season was a close game. Then they dominated Kentucky at the Champions Classic, and then
love that. I hate Kentucky.
Neutral site win today against North Carolina by 16.
Okay.
And it's another team doing it with defense. They're ranked 5th in defense on KenPom right now. The most points that they've allowed was their opener this year against Colgate, 69. Since then, nothing more than 66. They've just been putting the clamps on teams.
That's interesting. Colgate. I mentioned a reel about Holloman, and that got some traction too, David, on that one. I would say it went viral for us. And a lot of people were saying Fears was better than Holloman. What is your take on that, David?
Fears right now leading the country in assist rate at 51.6%. He might be the best point guard in the country. And that's saying a lot. We just talked about Braden Smith.
Yeah.
Just dishing it out and playing his role, playing good defense. He's also shooting 47% from deep. He's legit.
Dang.
And
maybe the people were right on that one.
They've got him. They've got this freshman Cam Ward, who's not the same guy as the Tennessee Titans quarterback. Different Cam Ward. But this guy coming in as a freshman and contributing right away. And then after those guys, they've got a bunch of seniors who are leading the team. You know, they're
Okay.
the guys. They got Kohler and Cooper, the big guys down low. It's just a bunch of role players fitting nicely into their roles, kind of like we were just talking about. Izzo knows how to coach a team. He knows how to develop guys.
Been doing that for years. Big fan of the Iz, man. He's not afraid. You know, there's some coaches that, you know, are afraid to, you know, stir the pot. Iz is right in your face, man. He's going to call you out. He's going to get pissed on the sidelines. You know, I was at the Tech in New Orleans game, and McCaslin got right into Christian Anderson's face. And I mean, like right in there not at halftime, but during a timeout on the New Orleans game. I go over to my father. I'm like, he is mad. So to be able to be a good coach is what I'm saying is you have to be able to get the most out of your players and know when they're doing stuff wrong. And Izzo and great coaches like that are not afraid to do that. So Michigan State's cooking. And I guess Fears is better than Holloman. I was wrong. I'll say it. Guess I was wrong about that one. I thought Holloman was a tad better, but now I think I'm leaning towards
Holloman's
Fears.
more experienced, but
right, but
it seems like Fears is the guy.
And he's young. He's a sophomore. Man.
Yeah, might not be there after this year, though.
Yeah. Future's bright, though, for him, man. That's awesome what they're doing in Lansing right now. Big Ten on the rise. Let's talk a little bit about Kansas before we talk about the Hoosiers and then on that. But let's talk a little bit about Kansas. Goes undefeated at the Players Era Tournament without their best player, David and Peterson. Got the Jayhawks
go
looking 3-0.
Like we talked about earlier, their first two games they got an easy draw. They played Notre Dame and Syracuse.
Is Notre Dame good? I feel weird about that team.
Notre Dame is not good. No, I don't think they might be good. Okay,
I know that's where I'm at.
Their losses so far, they lost by 1 at Ohio State. They lost by 10 against Kansas and also 10 against Houston in the Players Era.
What are they at in
respectable
right now? Yeah,
they're 73.
Ooh,
that's where it's like, you know, but
that's a little rough.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas got an easy draw, but then they played Tennessee in the third place game. Tennessee, a team who was also 2-0 in the first 2 days of the Players Era.
Colin Gillespie, absolute animal.
Jacoby Gillespie.
Jacoby, not Colin. I want to say Colin.
Colin was the guy from Villanova.
That's right.
But
see, I knew one.
Tennessee had just knocked off Houston the day prior. So legit team. If they had won against Kansas, they may have been ranked in the top 5 in the next AP poll. But instead, Kansas takes care of business, and they're doing it all without their freshman who was supposed to be like possibly the leading scorer in the country. Like people were expecting this guy to score 25.
Yeah, I knew he was really big. I mean, there's a lot of hype and news around him, and everyone was talking about him. But what's the deal of why he's injured or sitting out? Shoulder?
Hammy. It's a
hammy. Hammies are important, man.
Hammies are important.
It can't hurt the hammy, and if the hammy's hurt, you don't want to like.
No, there's no reason to test it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's
hamstring injury. Initially, he thought it was just cramps, which I get kind of, but if it's really like, I'm assuming they did an MRI and it's like a legit hamstring issue. Maybe he was just trying to be tough. I don't know. But yeah, now he's sat out like 5 games, I think. So hopefully they'll get him back. Their only losses so far at North Carolina and a neutral game against Duke, which we live streamed. If you want to go back and watch the live stream, which we have it up on YouTube. We have it somewhere for sure.
It's on X.
Somewhere. Yeah,
it's on X.
It's on X. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything's on X. X.com, the everything app.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were tight with Duke in that game too, and Duke's one of the top 3 teams in the country right now. So I like Kansas quite a bit.
They're not even in the top 25 right now.
Kansas?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, it hasn't
when the
came out the
last
new AP
poll,
poll.
yeah,
Yeah,
when the last poll came out, they were 3-2. So
they should sneak in there. Wisconsin too had a lot of votes in the last AP poll in there. You know, a team a lot of people aren't talking about right now is Iowa, David. In my opinion, I like Iowa a lot.
we're not doing the Iowa thing.
No,
We
we're
can't
not
do
doing
it.
that. Okay,
No.
can't. I like Iowa though.
No, Big Ten play actually opens this week, and Iowa plays at Michigan State. I love Ben McCollum. I think he's a great basketball coach. He showed it at the D2 level. He showed it last year at Drake. He's shown it so far at Iowa. He is about to get schooled on Tuesday night in East Lansing.
There you go, folks. You heard it first. Put some money on that. Put some money on it. He says, sprinkle some money.
You should.
I like McCollum a lot. I like him a lot as a coach. What he's been able to do. He's really close with McCassin as well. So they call each other, I guess, at least once a week. It's really interesting to hear just his journey. And, you know, even McCassin took Overton from Drake. So that was interesting to get him to Tech. So it's just funny to me how, you know, those certain things tie along. But I like what he's doing in Iowa. I think he's a great coach. I don't want to play him right now if I'm Indiana, but, you know, Indiana
we don't have to
opens
for
up.
a while, luckily.
I know. I was about to say that.
Let him get humbled a couple times first.
Yeah, no, exactly. Trying to think of other teams right now that are in the top 25. Florida lost to TCU today.
Florida did lose to TCU, a TCU team that lost to New Orleans to open the
Yeah.
season.
I was just about to say that. So is TCU good again? Are we saying they're all right? Or what's the verdict on that? Or
I
did
think
Florida
that
just collapse?
I think we should consider that loss to New Orleans a fluke. It was opening night.
I agree.
They lost by 4. Since then, they played Michigan really tight, which we just talked about. Michigan's best team in the country right now. They
Yes.
only lost by 4 against them,
Really?
and then they just beat Florida. They have a big game against Wisconsin tomorrow. If they beat Wisconsin tomorrow, I think that we can call.
Is that at a
TCU
neutral?
Yeah, it's in
Okay. Thank God.
where is
It's
it?
not at the Kohl Center. You
It's
can't win
somewhere. Yeah, it's in San Diego.
there. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that was when I got that. They were down 10 points, David, too.
Yeah.
They overcame a 10-point deficit. That's crazy. That's awesome, though. Love college basketball, man. Shoot, things like that pop up on my news alerts. It's pretty cool to get that. But let's head into the Indiana Hoosiers, David. A cook.
Big win against Kansas State. And we're not going to sit here and say Kansas State's a great team.
They're not bad. Where are they
They're
at?
not bad. Exactly. They're not bad. They're number 52 on KenPom right now. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Not bad.
And they
at
had
all.
they had the highest paid player in the transfer portal,
Yes,
PJ Haggerty,
correct.
coming over from Memphis, and
Yeah.
he got shut down for the most part because of Connor Enright just running all over the floor.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a pest this year, dude. He's a tough son of a bitch. But
I like a lot of our
mean,
guards.
Our guards are tough, man. Our guards are tough.
They know their strengths. I know we were just talking about that, but they do. And there's one player that I feel like from Santa Claus, Indiana, that was bigger recruit than what people think in Sicily. Well, he's dangerous, man. You know what he reminds me of, David? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to go here. Reminds me of Zeller. A lot like Zeller.
But way better from the outside.
I was about to say that.
And not as big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't disagree.
But our guards go right to the rim. They throw it up to him. Obviously gets the alley-oop dunk. Crowd goes electric. This new style of basketball that we knew has always been there, but, you know, no one's really tapped into it that has wanted to coach the Hoosiers. But now we get DeVries. And, man, whatever he's doing, whatever he's telling those guys right now. And the thing is he's so, like, even in the shoot-arounds, he's there. He's active. Woody was not as engaged during that time.
Yes, engaged. Great word to use.
Yes. He's very engaged, very into the program. And he wants excellence out of these guys. You feel it. You can see it. It's a different I want to say mantra about him, but he has that about him. He has there's just something about him, and I have a great feeling, David. Great feeling of where we're
Yeah,
headed as a
he does
program.
demand excellence, and we've shown up in the big games so far.
Yeah.
Not Marquette and Kansas State, not the best teams, but Power 5 games. And with Woody, we didn't show up in those games. We had a bunch of
Correct.
neutral site games or like
Yeah.
tournaments. We played in Battle for Atlantis last year and just got blown out. We just
Yeah.
weren't showing up for the big games, and it was great to see Assembly Hall
It's
rocking
loud.
again on Tuesday
It was
night.
loud.
You just
I've
love
met
to see it. And that was without the students there. The students were home,
yeah.
a lot of them home for Thanksgiving break already.
Yeah. No, I do want to
My
call
favorite
something
part,
out.
my favorite part about this game though was Tucker DeVries, coach's son,
Yeah.
really didn't score much, and he's our leading scorer. He
Yeah.
ended with 9, but I think 5 of those came really, really late.
They did. He had a 3 in the corner, if I remember right, on the left side that he crossed over that guy and
Yeah.
shot it over the top of him. That was smooth.
Yeah, he's smooth, but he wasn't on. And he wasn't
No.
shooting much either. I mean, he had 11 shots. But
Bailey was the
sometimes these
best
guys
player.
love shooting. Yeah, Bailey was
Yeah.
great. He also
Bailey
had
was
15 free throws.
yeah, I mean, he was huge in that game. Sicily was big in that game. I mean, if you're able to work the ball inside out and create fast breaks, what I love about if you watch the Hoosiers and you tune them in, if they're going on a fast break, they get the ball up the court. I want to say in 2.5 seconds. They're
Yeah,
not
they go quick.
slowly. They're getting the ball up the court, and there's so many transition points that they've been able to put into buckets. But they're doing it defense to offense, and I really feel like our defense is just as strong as our offense. We are streaky at times. I've noticed that. Something we need to get, the wrinkles out. It comes with transfers, and they're all transfers. They haven't worked together, but I love the nucleus. Love the nucleus. He subs people in and out, knows when to sub people in and out. Many coaches that have coached Indiana have struggled with that. If someone screws up, they're yanking them and throwing someone else in, and I love it. Because before it wasn't that way. It was, oh, he's our best player, he's got to stay in. And that's not the case. Even the coach's son. So
Yeah, I also love our front court of not our front court in general, but Reed Bailey and
yeah.
Sam Alexis.
Yes.
A different one of them has stepped up in each game and ends up playing more minutes. And I kind of like that we have that dynamic.
Yes.
That if Reed Bailey's not having the best night, he can kind of take a back seat, sit on the bench a little bit more because they can't really play together much.
No.
They probably could, but they haven't so far, I don't think.
No, I don't think they have either.
So I like having that dynamic that you got 2 front court players that you can really plug and play at any time.
I'm big on Sam Alexis, man. He brings that championship DNA to the Hoosiers. If you see him on the sidelines, he's, cheering for him, getting excited. What I've noticed with this team, David, and I haven't noticed it too many in other Indiana teams for a long time, probably since I want to say the Crean era. Everyone on the sideline gets ecstatic. I mean, ecstatic. If it's a turnover dunk or if it's a 3 in the corner, they're just jumping, clapping. The whole place is electric. It might be a honeymoon phase,
It is so far, but
yeah.
I mean, we haven't had much success lately, so I'll take a
No.
honeymoon phase.
And I still think they'll make a 6 seed in the tournament. I really think we will. I think we're right there right now, and we're
Seems
looking
high,
good.
but pull off a couple upsets and it could happen.
That's what I mean. It's gonna happen. We'll get a couple upsets, but I really do feel like we're looking solid for the tournament. That win right there is a great. I want to say that's a quad 1, quad 2 win against Kansas State.
It would be quad 2 if we take the KenPom ranking.
Okay, gotcha.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah, quad 2 because it was at home. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're about to enter Big Ten play. I know we have Boothane Cookman for the next game heading into the Indiana schedule.
Yeah, after that Bethune-Cookman game, interesting 4 games.
Yes, it's a stretch.
You mix in 2 Big Ten games with 2 rivalry games.
Mm-hmm.
You got Minnesota, then Louisville, then Penn State, then Kentucky.
I want to beat Kentucky so bad.
Back-to-back Saturdays playing Louisville and Kentucky, that should be fun.
we're on the national stage again. We're
That's what
playing
matters.
tough teams. That is what
Yep.
matters. That's what I want to call out.
I
Woody
like
never
that our
freaking did it.
schedule. Well, no, we Woody scheduled difficult games. We just got blown out in every single one of them. We played Auburn in Alabama or in Atlanta a couple years ago.
Yeah,
We lost that
we
game
did.
by 75. It was just never close. So I like that we're back on the big stage. Hopefully we can compete in those games. But if not, I'm glad that we're playing Louisville and we're playing Kentucky because those
Yes,
games absolutely matter.
Yes, absolutely matter. Louisville's only, I want to say, 45 minutes away from the Indiana University. Probably an hour,
Probably
maybe.
closer to like 2.
Is it? I mean,
I
it's
think
just a
so.
bridge right there. But then, I
But
mean,
you got to
Kentucky.
get all the way down there.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. David's looking it up real quick for.
Of course I am. It's an hour 49.
You were right. I was wrong. And then probably Kentucky's a little farther than that, so that's probably 2.
Yep.
2.5. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. A lot of fun stuff ahead for Indiana basketball. We're heading in the right direction. I haven't been this excited about a team quite a long time. I'll say I got excited about Trace's year in the tournament, so I'll take that back. But
yeah, we had a
we were a
generational
4
player then,
seed.
though. We never had a team with
Yeah,
Woody.
that's fair.
We had a guy, and he was
Yeah.
guy. He's the top
He was
20
a
Indiana
guy.
player of all time.
Yeah,
But
he
we
was a
never had the
guy.
team, and I
That's
think
fair.
that's what we got this year.
No, that's definitely what we have. I definitely agree with that take. Also, shout out Navy getting the big win 28-17 against Memphis.
Ooh, they won.
So that's
they
big in the American.
basically lock up. Do they lock
I
up?
think it does. It's either
Hold
it
on.
locks it up
Hold
or it
on.
makes it very hard.
Let me get my
Yeah.
calculator out.
Also, David will be at the Purdue and Indiana game tomorrow, so just DM him if y'all want to meet up.
Does
with
not
him,
lock
so.
them up. They need a loss from either Tulane or North Texas.
Oh, shoot. American race is getting deeper. But I don't mean to switch to football, but it was on. Just wanted to shout him out real quick. So, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
I want to talk. Hold on. Before we go, we got to talk about this. Wait, that's next Saturday. My bad. We'll talk about next Saturday.
Yes.
Next week. I'm all screwed up because I'm off of work, so I'm thinking it's a weekend. It's still November.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Saturday, December 6th because the slate that day is loaded. I'm
Let's
gonna
talk
just
about it.
rattle
Watch
it off.
along?
We'll talk about it next week too, but I'm gonna rattle it off. We got Duke, Michigan State. We got Illinois, Tennessee. We got Iowa State, Purdue, Louisville, Indiana. We got a couple Big Ten games in Ohio State, Northwestern, and Washington, USC.
What in the world?
Yes, it is college football championship Saturday, but there's going to be a bunch of big college basketball games that day too, and that's going to be one hell of a day to watch sports.
That we'll get a watch along. We'll probably put it on playback, getting playback TV working. So probably
I will not be on that day because I will be at both Indiana games.
I will be on there if y'all want to tune in. Probably will not be at both Indiana games. So sadly, but wish I was. That'd be
Get the private jet.
Yeah. Let me get that private jet money, David. Yeah, it'll all work out. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Go to our YouTube, 5 Arms and a Lucky Fin. Comment, like, subscribe. Would mean the world to us. Also, we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us a follow. Give us a couple listens. Just dropped an episode with Lester Ricard. He talks a little bit about recruitment from Saban and his journey to Tulane from transferring from LSU to Tulane before the portal was even there. So he had to sit out a year. So he talks a lot about that, confidence, and what is going on in the Baton Rouge community. So please go take that a listen. That will drop Monday, December 1st. Really excited about that one and the content that is. And then we got some more interviews dropping right after that. So stay tuned. We will be dropping interviews every Monday on those. So please stay tuned. We'll be dropping new content interviews. And of course, you get new episodes of college football every Wednesday and college basketball every Friday if people don't know our schedule. So those are our schedules, and we will keep the content rolling. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.